What's up guys, it's Aaronitmar. Today I'm here to discuss brand new details that have been revealed for Classic Mode and World of Light in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now recently, a handful of content creators were allowed to play the final build of the game for a few hours thanks to Nintendo, and they were given the okay to upload direct feed gameplay. So as a result, we have learned a ton about these modes, so big shoutouts to Nairo, GameXplain, and Nintendo Wire specifically for their footage used in this video, and big shoutouts to anybody who was able to film things for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as well. And of course, big thanks to Nintendo for even doing this in the first place, because we've learned so much and they didn't have to do this at all, so big shoutouts to them. But with that, let's jump in. So first, let's talk about Classic Mode. Now, we of course have learned that Classic Mode is more like its appearance and its function from Melee and Brawl, rather than the weird board game that we had in Smash 4. Each character has a predetermined set of opponents to fight this time, and they will always fight that same order each and every time. Typically, these are themed around the character's attributes or personality. One interesting bit is that 5.0 difficulty is the hardest difficulty that you can begin on in Classic Mode. As you complete each stage, the difficulty will begin to increase and you'll start to reveal more of that mural that we've seen. I don't think we know what the requirements are for the increases, so it could increase by 0.8 for one person and 1.5 for another. If I had to guess, it would probably be how quickly you win. But again, we just don't have any hard details on it, so I can't say one way or the other. Another new element we saw is the brand new bonus game featured in Ultimate's Classic Mode. Essentially, the player runs away from a wall of dark energy and collects orbs along the way. The goal is for the player to make it to the finish without dying, obviously, but you can destroy certain blocks or cause others to explode depending on their color. This can then open up new paths and allow you to get more orbs, or just simply give you a shortcut. And obviously your score will increase based on how many orbs you collect. Now this obviously bears quite the resemblance to Race to the Finish from Smash 64 and Melee. But of course it has additional features, the collecting orbs, the breaking blocks. It seems like they're actually fusing past minigames, like the way the blocks function is exactly like they function in Trophy Rush or in Target Blast from Smash 4. So it seems like they're taking different aspects of other minigames and putting them into one brand new one. And then there's the final boss of Classic Mode. This time it functions differently from past Classic Modes. Previously, you would always fight the same boss. There were differences, like the addition of Crazy Hand in Melee and Brawl if you play on a certain difficulty and make it to the end in a certain amount of time. And then there's Smash 4, which added Master Core and Master Fortress depending on the difficulty and had all of that to go on. But in all of these scenarios, it's more adding on to the boss fight rather than strictly changing it. Smash Ultimate has different bosses for different fighters. For example, Mario and Captain Falcon both fight Giga Bowser as the end of their Classic Mode, but Wolf fights Gallium and Roy fights Master Hand. Giga Bowser was of course the final boss of Melee's Adventure Mode, while Gallium was featured in Subspace Emissary and the Boss Rush mode from Brawl. Master Hand doesn't really need an explanation. It'll be really neat to see which other bosses will be making a return. For example, I would expect all of the Pokemon fighters to fight Rayquaza if we are following the pattern of returning bosses. I'd also be interested if they have any kind of new bosses, but if I had to guess, they probably are just all recycled from the past. But of course, we're just going to have to wait and see. We also got a decent amount of footage for the World of Light, so we can actually see it in action. And my prediction was pretty much correct. World of Light really feels just like a fusion of event mode from past games with subspace from Brawl. All of the fights rely on spirits, which means they all kind of have some form of gimmick, like event mode did. For example, in one, Mario shifts constantly between normal and Metal Mario. In another, Yoshi's all spawn with Tanuki tails and only Eevee appears out of Pokeballs. And still another had the player fighting a Jigglypuff who only used rest. We saw a ton of these kinds of scenarios in the final Smash Direct, but now we've actually seen it in action. Those scenarios I listed were fairly easy, so I expect them to get much more difficult and unique as you go through the World of Light, changing things like making it a stamina battle, or increased knockback, or an invisible fight. The possibilities are endless. These ones were just basic because the people who were playing and recording had to start from the beginning, so obviously they're going to be a bit easier. But World of Light is sort of an actual dedicated mode for those wacky minigame type fights that I used to have with CPUs whenever I got bored as a kid. We can also see characters being unlocked in this mode, and when you fight a character and unlock them, it gives you access to them in the actual World of Light mode. But I honestly still don't know if this unlocks them in Versus mode. You start with only Kirby in World of Light, and I presume that the first unlockable character is Mario, but you start with both of those in Versus mode anyway because you start with the original Smash 64 cast. But let's take Sheik for example. If I unlocked Sheik in World of Light and then immediately backed out, would I then be able to play as Sheik in a multiplayer match? I'm definitely super curious about this. I would expect that they would be playable after unlocking in World of Light, but we just don't have any hard confirmation on this. That's how Subspace Emissary worked in Brawl. If you unlocked a character in Subspace, you got them as well in Versus mode and all the other single player modes, but we just don't have a hard confirmation for World of Light. Outside of this, we also see some actual spirit customization, but this isn't really anything crazy new. They kind of just repurposed equipment from Smash 4 and made them to be characters instead. Some spirits will start you with items, some will start you as a metal or a giant character, some will increase your attack or defense or jump height or speed, all sorts of things like that. You'll unlock these and then you'll be able to customize your fighters as you play through the World of Light game mode, and you'll be able to level up spirits as well. But that is pretty much everything that we have learned from these new direct feed captures that have been uploaded by different creators. I think this is the first time that somebody has actually played these modes with the specific purpose of filming it for YouTube. I know Sakurai played both Classic Mode and World of Light at a Japanese tournament, but he didn't exactly give us a ton of insight. A lot of them he would play and then quickly back out, just to show off, different examples, but he didn't actually play the mode for a while in order to give us an idea of it. So we didn't learn as much as we did from this new batch of footage. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If there was something really interesting that you learned about from this footage, I would love to know about it in the comments below. If there's something I missed, because there is just a sheer ton of footage out there now because they invited a lot of people to play, then I would love to know about it as well, so the comments are a great place for that. And I just love to see some conversation about what you're excited for these single player modes. I feel like a lot of people on the YouTube side of things are really focused on more multiplayer and competitive aspects, but single player modes are of course also really important when a game first comes out, a Smash game anyway. No one's playing Smash 4 Classic mode now, but when the game first comes out, everyone is excited to play All-Star, Classic, the new Adventure mode, things like that. So I'm very interested in what you are excited for and anything that you may have learned that I didn't. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you are new, be sure to subscribe. I will see you guys all next time for more Super Smash Bros. Ultimate news. Peace out, guys, and I hope you have an awesome day.